What's up, everybody? Welcome to an abbreviated version of Cream City Curveball. I'm your main man, Justin, down here in North Carolina, where it's
Yeah.
sweltering hot.
Pipe bomb in the good land. I have no idea what weather it is. I ain't been outside in a long time.
Oh man, we got to get this brother outside. 1-800 get pipe bomb outside. Send donations to the Cream City Curveball. We will take them up in full. I appreciate you, my brother, for holding me down yesterday. Found out internet went out right in the middle of me asking pipe bomb probably a crazy question about something that he didn't want to answer anyways. A curveball, right? So we will be really brief today. So before we get into anything from last night, hit the trade machine button. We don't even have a button. Ding, ding. Matt Arnold has pulled the button. Pipe bomb. We sent Craig Yoho, Blake Perkins for Bo Naylor and Cody Hewer from the Cleveland Guardians. What do you feel about this?
Okay, you know, this one of them trades where it's like, yeah, what's the point? This is kind of the same thing the Brewers did last year with when they brought in little Danny Jansen and replaced Eric Haas with him. That move didn't make any sense the day that it happened. And, this one doesn't do it either. Okay, picking up Naylor. I've heard of him. The other guy I haven't even heard of. How does this get us any closer to matching the Dodgers? It doesn't. So, okay, like I said 100 times, man, I got complete faith in Matt Arnold. Love what he does. Love, the way he's built this team and what he focuses on and stuff like that. But, am I going to say that this trade is, even moved the needle? This trade ain't a mosquito on a fat woman's ass. This, it's really, they didn't do anything here except shuffle a little pieces. So, who cares?
I think the devastating part for me is that both of these guys were sent to AAA. I think Bo Naylor is not even batting 200 career right now. He was a first-round pick. I got super excited. I sent you a text this morning. Good effing morning. I thought we were here. I thought we were there. And then I realized I thought it was Josh Naylor, not Bo, the older brother, right? Josh Naylor, I'd be a little bit more excited for. He can rake a little bit. Bo knows no baseball, I feel like. And Cody Hewer, he had some great years about 4 or 5 years ago during that COVID-shortened season. But he's about a 5.76 ERA guy. So what are we doing? And then we send both the dudes straight to Nashville. So I just feel like that's a lot to say about nothing. We did need to make this trade. I'm not questioning Arnold, but I am. I'm not questioning Murphy, but I am. I don't feel like either guy got us something. At least Drake Perkins, when he was Drake Perkins instead of Blake Perkins, he made some great plays. You remember last year, I think Dom Contronio, is that his name to say right? He put out the highlight of him throwing out the guy from home plate and winning the game, I believe, against the New York Metropolitans. And then it was back-to-back days. We've seen him make great catches. Where's Bo Naylor going to play? Are we getting rid of Gary Sanchez?
Not for a dude who hits under 200. Sanchez don't hit much higher, but at least he's got more pop. He's been around, and he's had a hell of a lot more success in his career than this Naylor guy. This is a complete, should be a slap in the face to Mr. Jefferson Caro, the dude that I rag on all the time because, we heard about him being an up-and-comer for years and years and years now, and he's an up-and-done-nothing so far. And then, we lose, like you said, we lose Blake. And, I guess you consider calling him Drake Perkins a compliment. I think that's an insult. Don't call any red-blooded American a Canadian. That's, what a step down that is. But, at least Blake has some highlights. We've seen what Blake can do. This Naylor guy, I don't think is going to get an at-bat. He's hitting under 200. Like, he'd be losing. Who's going to be his pitching coach or his hitting coach? Joey Ortiz, and Ortiz is hitting was hitting decent, and now Murphy has just parked his ass on the bench, letting him rot. Dude finally starts to hit, and now he's riding pine, getting splinters. So I just don't understand what we're doing here. You bring in, that Hewer guy, whatever, another white dude named Cody. So he's got that going for him, I guess. But we'll see what happens. But just color me unimpressed so far. I don't see the vision in this one, and like I said, it doesn't do anything to get the Brewers closer to a World Series championship, in my opinion.
Remind me never to do one of these with you after lower body ab day, because my abs are on fire right now. Laughing at you with another white guy named Cody is crazy.
Hey man, I just call it out. I see it, brother.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, I think this is a big testament to what Pat Murphy kind of alluded to this in some of his press conferences. But the organization has had their wits in with Craig Yoho. What do you call him?
Yoo-hoo.
Him too. And they just don't believe that he's going to develop into be the stud reliever that we all hoped that he would. We thought he was going to be the next Airbender 2.0, and the air hasn't bended. And he started pitching a little bit better, and it wasn't good enough to keep him in Milwaukee, which is quite shocking. And we sent him for another guy that maybe Henderson and those guys have had his eyes on him. I'm sure we'll get some crazy story. You got anything else on this trade? Because I feel like we're turning this horse to glue here.
Yeah, this is just an example for all you guys who, yourself included, Justin, who completely fall in love with all these prospects and sit there and think that every single one of these prospects is going to come up here and become the next Mookie Betts, Shohei, and everything in between. Half these dudes are going to come up here and not make it. Yoo-hoo is a perfect example. There was talk about Yoo-hoo being Devin Williams 2.0, with the even better airbender and all this kind of crap. And, less than a year after that, those conversations were going on, he's shipped. So, this is a perfect example. Don't fall in love with the prospects. They're there for a reason. They're called prospects for a reason because they haven't made it yet. They're there to get shipped and to make you better. Whether it's, through natural selection where they work their way up to the big leagues and make a difference, a.k.a. Luis Lara, Cooper Pratt, or whether they're there to get the hell out of town and help you, in a trade or whatever. We'll see what happens with this one. But like I said, this ain't nothing.
The crazy part about that, my last thing on Yoho, is not only is he kind of fizzled out, but so is Devin Williams. So both the airbenders don't bend anymore. It'll be interesting to see if Dev gets moved anywhere. But, for me, much to say about nothing. I think we're kind of on the same page there. I saw the breaking news. I saw the nailer. I saw this. I saw that. I was excited. Let's get to what we were really excited about. How about last night? Jake Bauers with 9 working toes. Is that correct? Because one of them's broken? Or allegedly goes Yardo. Big moonshot in Anaheim, which the ball doesn't even fly there. We had all those bets, and they were talking about it on the radio broadcast pipe. Guys flying out, plus 100 exit velo, and flyouts to the warning track. Contreras hit one at the end that was 107 in one of those innings. Lack of execution with guys in scoring range again. Runners in scoring position. I can't even talk. I'm so tired. Yeah, how many times are we going to do that? We were 3 for 17, 16, something crazy like that. But your boy Bryce, Big Dog Bryce Energy, BDE, we're going to take Kendrick Lamar's label and make it BDE for our own stuff. Big Dog Bryce Energy is what we're going to say it. Some of you other BDE people, get your head out the damn gun. But Bryce with a shot. But Pipe, how many times we had, what's my boy, Shane Drone, is that his name? Him? No hitter through 4. I thought it was a good, solid win of the Brewers beating up on the feeble competition, but you can't keep getting guys in the scoring position and not getting them home. Lot of stuff left on the bone. Man, if we were talking about, what's the steak with the that's T-bone, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just nibbled around the little red part. We left the rest of the meat on there, man. It's a whole lot that we didn't do, man. What did you see last night, my brother?
Yeah, Brewers did what they were supposed to do. They beat a team that they're better than by a lot. They didn't beat them by as wide of a margin as they should, but they got the dub, so that's all that matters. Definitely impressed by Drone. If this is, I guess this validates the start for Thomas Calzone the day before, or 2 days before, before the Wednesday, when you punted that series finale by throwing a Calzone out there as your starting pitcher. But obviously, Drone looked good, man, and so that was nice to see. Good to see Bowers sit there and launch one, because he's kind of been struggling a little bit, and the hits haven't been coming like they were for most of the season so far. So it's good to see him keep going yardo and keep getting hits at a pretty good clip, because you want to talk, like I said, many times doing these shows, man, that. Very impressed, and did not expect this production out of Jake, and man, am I here for it. I love it. So good to see him just crushing the ball again. I love it.
Yeah, I gotta go check out my Brewers order. Where's my Jake Bowers jersey? I mean, by the time it comes in, I won't even be able to wear it anymore because it'll be on a different team. I agree, man. Blake, Lord have mercy, Jake the Snake Bowers is balling. He's out of control right now, man. And this guy, and to think about it, he's doing all this with a dislocated, aka broken toe, is phenomenal. And you got dudes on the team right now with 12 toes that can't hit worth a shit. That's the crazy part to me, man. So, hey, look, Jake Bowers, man, if we need to start doing, well, we don't do it every day, so we can't do a Brewers game ball. But if we could give a game ball, I would give it to him. Thought Trevor McGill did all right. Abner Uribe did a phenomenal job. And my boy, Grant Anderson, 4 outs, hit the guy with the sweeper. That's all right, big Grant energy last night, too. Good job from the bullpen, and I'm okay with Drone giving up 1. Can you see this pipe?
I can.
Shout out to my boy, Tommy Wirtz, and my little grandson, man. Alexander Frias signed the ball for him last night. I tell you, I was at the Wilson Warbirds game because we're talking about these prospects that I fall in love with. The kid can hit, man. I think he had a triple, a double. And the other guy, oh, man, I wish he was up here right now. Pedro, oh, man, Ogumba Wambo. Oh, shit. Don't get me lying. But Pedro, brother plays the outfield. And I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing his name correctly. We're not trying to make fun of your last name or anything. It's just tough, man. And, I tell you, in Spanish class, I paid attention to the pretty fat broads. I did not pay attention to the lessons. So my I's and E's and A's and O's and O's all sound the same. But this dude, Pipe, he's up to bat. And I know I didn't tell you we're going to talk minor league, but just real quick. It's the aura. It's the swagger. Buddy's going up there, right? And if you can imagine the batter's box, he's like this with his walk-up song, getting in the juice, man. They lost the game 11-9 to the Potomac Nationals. But Alexander Frias and this dude and your boy Brady Ebel, hey, balls sound a little bit different off these brothers' bats, man. So what I'm telling you, before you go and you poo-poo on my parade, you're good at pissing on my parade. I'm sure you're about to do it. I'm falling in love with these guys, Fight.
Yeah, I'm really shocked about that one, man. I don't think you met a prospect you didn't like. So, oh, man, they traded Paco Gonzalez, 98th round pick out of nowhere state. And Justin be like, oh, man, that was my guy,
That was my guy, bro.
I got his jersey. I dropped $300 at the team store to get the jersey. But, good, man. I'm glad that fresh crop is coming. And obviously, there's talent. We ran down how, 2 of the minor league teams won the first half championships and all that, automatic playoff berths. And obviously, you got to keep that farm churning, man. Keep these pieces coming so you can make huge moves like Nobody Naylor and that white boy Cody.
Oh, my God. My abs are just going to fall off my body here. You're so out of pocket. Let's talk about my boy real quick since we on his minor league. Jesus Mate. I don't know if you caught it yesterday. I think it was 4 for 4, 3 singles, and then blast a 3-run jack. Andrew Fisher's knocking the cover off the ball. These are some of the guys that I've kind of, fell in love with as well. I think the difference with Frias, with Mate, with Pena, ball sounds different coming off their bat. I understand that we're probably not going to keep all of those guys though, but damn Pipe, we got some dogs down here, man. We got to get a little bit more pitching. I feel like I don't really know who we have that is next up and coming. Coleman Crow looks like he could be it at times. Carlos Rodriguez has the bag of tricks with everything in it, and then he gets to the major leagues, and the ball just doesn't break and move. And what do you call those guys? They're not AAA. They're what?
4A.
Yeah, man. So we might have some 4A guys, man. But last night was a movie. Last night was a party. Felt like it was my birthday. We went out there to Anaheim and won in that crappy stadium. Thought the pitching staff did a great job with Mike Trout too, by the way. I just for whatever he has left. I mean, he's a shell of himself. I don't know why the hell don't get me wrong. LA's a great city, but why the hell do you want to stick in LA for that team? They suck. They're terrible. And you're just wasting your career. I hate that Ohtani went to the Dodgers. I hate all that. But good for him. Get out. I mean, we talk about the Brewers being small market. They're a small market poverty franchise in Los Angeles of Anaheim as well, bro.
Yeah, but their check's clear, and he's got a lot of zeros at the end of his. And so, yeah, I ain't going to hate on him for that. We're going to sit there and start talking smack on a dude who's been loyal to a team that has paid him handsomely. Yes, that team has spent a whole lot of money, and they go nowhere, always. And, I'm sure it's frustrating. I'm sure it's frustrating for Mike Trout, but, I'm not going to sit there and talk smack on him for showing some loyalty when, we sit there and bitch and moan every time one of our players, Willie Adames, gets a chance and takes off for the big money. And so, more power to him, man. I kind of like that Trout sat there and, I wish it wasn't in a crappy city like L.A. I wish it was in a normal city. But, as long as him and his family are happy paying those taxes, that wouldn't be me, though. I'd be trying to work my way out of there.
So I know you're talking about other people. I am happy Willie Adames went and got paid. I'm happy that Freddie Peralta, he's cost himself a lot of money. But I'm okay with that. But what I'm not, you can't be considered one of the greats and sit there, because all they're going to do is they're going to go back and they're going to say you never won a championship with the Angels. And we're not even talking about championships, Pipe. He's never won a playoff game. You got to go, man. You got to get out of it. Now, and this is, and I know that some of you folks that listen to Cream City Crossover, you're going to be like, oh, Justin didn't have that same energy with Giannis. It is completely different because Trout has put in his time. And like when Ray Allen left the Bucks, I was okay with it. When somebody left the Packers that went to go get a ring before the Packers were the Packers with Favre. Insert guy's name there. I'm okay with that too. I'm not about guys staying in situations where guys don't want to do something. The Giannis thing is such a unicorn anomaly thing. The LeBron thing is, damn, we don't have a lot of time, so we're not even getting into that. But you get my point, man. But I hear you. That's something that we vastly disagree on. You're going to salute the dude. I'm going to salute the dude too, because I do admire it. But at the same time, bro, get your ass out of there, go to Philly and get you a World Series ring and let's stop playing. No, matter of fact, hold on, pause that. Come to Milwaukee and get you a World Series ring. How about that? How many home runs would that brother hit at AmFam Miller Park? Oh, goodness. Pipe, he'd probably look like an MVP caliber player. You come up play center field behind Garrett Mitchell for 1 year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you coming off the bench, be a pinch hitter extraordinaire. Late in the game, seventh, eighth inning, all of a sudden your lineup is, Churio, Trout, and then Contreras. Oh, yeah, you sign me up, man. I'm here for it. That would be awesome. Obviously, some things are never going to happen, but, hey, whatever. As long as he's happy out there, and it sucks for baseball. But, again, I think even if we look into the crystal balls and see what the future holds, I think that I want to say that even if there's a salary floor and cap, which is obviously what everybody hopes happens with this whole CBA and lockout that's coming, the Angels are still going to suck. They sat there and gave, Pujols just gobs and gobs of money based on, Rendon, just gobs of money to dudes that don't perform that well. And the ones that do, they get rid of, and they're still gonna suck. So there's certain they haven't been good since the Rally Monkey and their World Series title back then with John Lackey and those guys. But nothing will change with certain teams like that. Will still be irrelevant no matter what happens.
Yeah, and that's just and I think you're looking a lot of that with David Stearns right now for New York. Just because you have a boatload of money and you could throw it here, you could throw it there, doesn't mean you'll make the right baseball decisions. That's why I think that for Stearns' run in Milwaukee, he was the best general manager in all of baseball. And I think Matty Arnold does a phenomenal job, that he has a piece of the pie and he makes the most with that piece of the pie. And it's apple pie because we got more bites of the apple. I got one quick thing and then we'll get out of here, man. And because we brought you one yesterday, we'll bring you one really soon again. So I wanted to know, and I know you probably didn't see this, but Brandon Jennings, Milwaukee Buck, Mr. Bucks in sixth, was talking. And this is something kind of relative to all the sports, Pipe. I just want to get your opinion about it. So Brandon said that his agent and his mother withheld from him that the Milwaukee Bucks offered him $4 at $40 million or something like that. What do you think about that? What would you do in that situation? He wanted to stay in Milwaukee too, but did not do so. And if you want more basketball talk, Cream City Crossovers, where to catch us. But what do you think about his family and his agent withholding that from him? Guy could have been a Buck forever.
Yeah, I don't remember much of the Brandon Jennings era in Milwaukee because, I don't pay attention to that. But if I was him, I'd be pissed. You got one dude who's supposedly working for you, and then you've got the mom who is sitting there and being supported by you, whether, making up for the first 18 or 20 years or whatever, but is getting paid back very handsomely with those contracts, and then you're going to sit there and withhold it from the one who ultimately has to make the decision. Yeah, I would be super pissed if that was me.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of stuff like this. You saw Norris Cole, though, the Heat guard, said that something happened with the agent and the money got funny, and he fired the agent. You saw it with Freddie Freeman with the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Atlanta Braves. So that's why I kind of brought this to you because, it's sad to see, man. Guys want to stay here or stay there, and they don't get the opportunity to do it because of their agents. So maybe I owe Mr. Giannis an apology. Maybe his agent was truthfully controlling all this stuff, and it's not him as bad. And we'll see. It'll all come out. I'll say this, and then I'll wrap on it again and give me a little Cream City crossover with yours truly and Mr. Jeff Orlowski, the Polish Pipe Bomb NBA guru. If Brandon stayed in Milwaukee, though, we don't get Middleton as a throw-in for that Brandon Knight trade. And Middleton, during that time, was a big reason why we had a championship in Milwaukee. So, if we're fifth, we'd all be drunk.
Yeah, I guess, Middleton, whatever, way overrated. Yes, he played a good role in getting us that title, but, his overall career, is average at best. He's hurt all the time, disappears. He has one good game a week, and then all the other games that week, you'd be like, oh, is he even on the floor? Except, you just see the little puddles because all that dude did was sweat and look ugly. And then he was hurt. So, but congrats on getting that chip. We all appreciate, all the basketball fans appreciate it.
You appreciate it, too. We're sending you a pink Bucks championship T-shirt, man. Hey, real quick, Angels have pulled their starter for tonight. They think that he'll be on the trade block tonight. Before we get out of here, anything you want to see tonight? For me, it's just win. That's it. I don't give a damn how you do it. 6-2, 8-2, 2-0, 142-4. I don't give a shit. Just win the baseball game.
Yeah, man, just pick up a win. And, do you think after that earth-shattering move that we all woke up to, that trade that the Brewers made today, you think we got another blockbuster in them? Or are the Brewers going to finally be done now?
You're like me now. You can't even get it out. No balls. Man, like this is what happened last year. I'm not even shocked. And if we I was talking to these dudes at the golf store today, man, and they were like, "Oh man," because my grandson had his Brewers stuff on, and they were like, "Yeah, Brewers, you guys are about to get screwball," and I was like, "I don't want them." They were like, "Why?" Go to Cream City Curveball, subscribe, listen. All of you folks listen. That's why. Watch what me and Pipe said the episode before and the one before that. And it's not that he's not a good pitcher or anything. I think both of us are well informed of who the brother is. We just don't want to give up a bunch of prospects for a 2-minute rental. If it's a guy that has a year or two of control, I'm cool with it. But don't mortgage your future for a dude that's going to be here in a blink of an eye, is where I sit, my brother.
Yeah, preach. I agree with everything you said, man. Well said.
Man, we really appreciate all of you listening to us today, man. This is Cream City Curveball, man. It's a Cream City Media Group production. I'm your man, Justin, down here in hot North Carolina.
Pipe bomb in the good land.
Hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us on all social medias. Go Brewers.